la famille.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the family. My name is Alice, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of the family. And you are all gathered to welcome on stage young entrepreneurs. They may not be young in terms of age, but they are launching their service. They are starting. And the main goal of this event that we do frequently every month is to actually help them to get feedback. And so they can be better when they will pitch to consumers, to investors, or to a potential employee to join the team. So this pitch on stage is not at all what we call an investor pitch, you know? It's something different. So this is the rule. They have 5 minutes to pitch, and they get 10 minutes of juicy feedback from this amazing jury. And basically, they have to talk to you as if you were potential customers. You need to ask yourself, would I love to download this app? Would I like to actually use this product? If you don't feel like you would, then that's a bad pitch, right? And a good pitch is a pitch that talks directly to your emotion, to your art, something that you want to use, or you want to talk about it to your friend who has exactly that same problem. Okay? So don't try to find, what is the business model, how will they make money. We don't give a shit about this, actually, really. And I mean it. We're not talking about this. We're really talking about, would you use this product? So, we welcome anyone. So if you want to apply and to send your project, you're welcome. Tonight you're going to meet on stage Fulfil, Runmate, GetClother, Power On, and Stash. The first startup to come and pitch, the one who has this great honor, are Fulfil. Give them a lot of love and applause.
Hi. So my name is Artus, and tonight I want to talk about personal fulfillment and work within small or large organizations. Before I start, I want to ask you a question. What do you guys think is the most important thing to live a happy life and an impactful life? I want you to think a couple of seconds about this, and at the end of my slides, we'll get back to that question. So context. Today, organizations mainly value our rational intelligence. Technical expertise, how many years of experience we have, diplomas. But what about our emotions, intuitions, passions, spirituality, everything that makes our personality unique? So every one of us has a unique personality, and how do we value this? Now, why is that a problem? It's a problem because our generation, the Y generation, we want immediate satisfaction. We want to express what we are now. And we will make 80% of the working population within 2020. What is the other point is companies today are facing digital disruption. We cannot predict the future anymore. We have to be creative in the moment, right now. And to be creative in the moment, you have to express your full potential. So we wanted to understand what's the pain within current organizations. So we went to interview tens of employees within different organizations, and this is what we found. So we didn't find, this is a pile of trash, not the people, of course, but knowledge. Knowledge sharing is a big pile of trash. People reinvent the wheel every single day. Whether they have a social network within the enterprise which nobody uses, or they have a SharePoint or a cloud where there's tons of documents, but they don't know how to use it, and it's never coming when and exactly at the time they need it. So we came with a concept which is an application or a desktop solution where you can see who around you within the company has a question that you can coach that person onto. So use your talent, your previous knowledge. You can either recommend someone or suggest a coach. You earn points when you recommend someone. You earn more points when you actually coach that person. You're recognized for coaching. You get badges. You have limited badges to ask questions, of course, because you don't want only people to ask questions. The more important thing, going beyond, I want to tell you a story. I was talking to a consultant who went to a large company, and he told me that story. This guy was working in marketing, and he loved cooking. he found the company canteen was crap. And he met, by chance, a guy working in finance. They worked at the same floor but didn't know each other because they never met. They were working in different teams. This guy also loved cooking. They went together. The guy in finance had a little bit of budget left. They transformed the canteen, which became better, first of all, but became the local incubator at the company. So you started from a passion to create value for the company, not directly related to their work. So this is also the purpose of this app, is going beyond answering such questions as, you know, you have a report to make. We want to reinvent self-sustained innovation within those organizations. I want to go back to the question. You remember the question at the beginning. What do you think is the most important to make a happy life and impactful life? I think I have a couple of seconds left, so I'm going to go straight to the answer, or to what I believe is the answer, is finding what's your own purpose. What's your life purpose? Meaning, you know, searching into yourself, you know, beyond my rational, my technical skills, what do I have inside me? Now, I link this to this picture, which is me surfing in Africa when I was 9. And I think I was lucky enough in the last few years to understand that my life purpose was to actually help people fulfill themselves. And my mother told me this story where she was saying when you were a kid, you were 4 and you were helping that other kid, 5 years old, ride his own bike, teaching him how to ride a bike. Because I wanted this, and I didn't understand this. Now that I understand this, it makes me much happier and much more motivated to continue with that project. And one last thing, I also learned that by being an entrepreneur, starting a previous company and working as an entrepreneur within large companies before, that I believe being an entrepreneur is actually finding what is your purpose. You know, it's not about making a lot of money or having an impact or becoming famous. This will come no matter what, as soon as you work on that thing that motivates you. And it's hard to find it, but we can discuss after this presentation. Thank you.
One, two. Who would like to go meet this guy after the talk? Okay. Well, you touch. Thank you for your pitch. Well, I told you at the beginning, that's what I loved, because you were telling a story. So basically, we were far from the typical pitch, problem, solution, demo, etc. That's for sure, really far. But you kept, for me, in terms of storytelling, something very consultant in a way, which is, this is a big problem from above. Like the digital generation needs to live a happy life. This is a sociologist point of view, okay? Sociological in a way. Whereas only at the end of your pitch, I started believing in you, even if, some may be touched, some may not be touched, but the one who raised their hand, I think they get touched by the story of the bike, which was a bottom-up story, your own story. Why you're here pitching today, it's because you're made for this project. And if you start there, I trust you. If you start by this really big approach, it can be so bullshit, because everybody reads, and I think everybody here in this room are actually well aware about this new Y generation who want to have a big impact. And here at the family, it's even worse. It's like we get mad with this kind of, for us, it really means, wow, please tell me something else, something personal, because I've seen this too many times. So at the beginning, I wasn't trusting you at all. So I would love, if you want to get the heart of the people, to start with your own story. Your own story. And because I learned then that you were an entrepreneur, you've been working in corporations, and you build up these things. And here, I trust the guy because he's where he's on his path, and he's doing things. And then finally your analysis about this big vision of this new generation. But it has to come from me in terms of storytelling at the end. And what I was missing was, okay, so what did you do with that? How many people used it? How many lives have been fulfilled thanks to this? And what secret did you discover within the corporations that make you believe that this generation will use it and it will make them happier. And at the end, my last question, sorry for being too long, but it's, what is the main purpose of Fulfil? Is it to make the big corporation having happy slaves and being like this digital generation, like keep them quiet, they are happy because they can go do the garbage together? Or is it really to help these people to find their own dream, which wouldn't be really, how to say, it's a bit paradoxical because they are not working on a thing that they've been wondering why they've been working in, because they're in a big corporation. See what I mean?
Yeah, working in corporations in modern slavery. So I think you're right. The purpose, the purpose is helping people getting fulfilled. And I think the next generation of organization will be organizations that actually help people fulfill a sort of purpose of the organization, but they grow organically. So like Renault today makes car, but maybe tomorrow they'll have to manage a network of autonomous cars, which probably Google will do better than them. But anyway, so to your question, that's the purpose of this company, because that's also my purpose. So that's what. Now, what did I do? It's been 1.5 months I started this, so pretty early. But what I did is I went to interview, about 30 plus employees within all kind of organization, from Uber to Tesla to Orange to BNP to whatever, and came out with, yes, this hypothesis that people are frustrated when their work is true. And there are 2 points that came out. First, recognition is a problem. I'm not recognized for, even if I do good things or I do bad things, I don't get feedback. Even in modern management companies like Uber, Tesla, there's still a problem. And second, this pile of trash I was talking about, I reinvent the wheel every day because I have a ton of information, but I don't know who can show me the method, how to reapply this model I found on the SharePoint, or I cannot even find it, or I have a Facebook enterprise, but I cannot find it. So I think that Fulfil has to solve that pain point, which is immediate, knowledge sharing, but practical in the moment, while getting recognition in. So it's not like I think there are other, like people, when I talk about this, they say there's Shaper, Zoho, there are many other things, there are a few social networks within companies. I believe, or Slack is a very good example, but I don't know everything about those companies, right? But I believe they solve a problem, a technical problem. They say, okay, we help people communicate with one another. The purpose of Fulfil is not only to put people in touch, is to help people grow. There's a that'll take more time, but there's a feedback system within the app that lets you, give feedback to each other, constructive feedback. And the whole value of that app will be if it actually helps each other understand, okay, did I share that information in a good way or not? That is the difference. If that answered the question.
Yep. Okay, well, thank you. I thought it was a very good, very confident pitch. I think I quite like the story of the two people who met each other. I think that's what you're doing. You're kind of taking the serendipity that exists within companies where people bump into each other and then come up with things to do together, and then building a process around that to make that more common and easier to happen. So I very much like that example. I think what I was thinking in the back of my mind when you said that is, how is the employer involved in this? Isn't the employer afraid of these two people meeting and then leaving and going to do something else? That's what I was thinking. Like, to what point can you inspire the employees without them leaving the organization?
So it's a great question. I still ask myself. The initial answer I have is, you cannot come to a company. I actually went to your first question, Alice, to pitch large companies with this, and they said, okay, we love it. Just come when you have the V1, which is still under development. But if I come and I say I'm going to change totally the way you run your company, I have some experience, but that's not enough to sell the thing, right? So I don't really sell, okay, people are going to meet and build a new canteen or whatever. I can say that can happen too, but my initial thing is, how can I solve that immediate pain point you have, which is knowledge sharing. Sometimes peer-to-peer learning is another access. When I go to say HR, it's not, you have to log in to get a course to learn whatever digital. Someone knows digital, can coach you. So, peer-to-peer learning. So it's more like a vision I give them, because indeed they are afraid. Actually, it's about delegating control to the employee so they can make their own projects, and this makes managers afraid because they lose their power and control. So it's a whole new management system which they don't have any choice. The only thing I can surf is, first, they have less choice because of Y generation, and second, digital transformation. They don't understand anything of what it is, but whenever you talk and you say, I have an app that does cool things, you already 40 or 50% of the job is done.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, great. I think the answer you gave to Alice in particular was much clearer than what was in the pitch in terms of the process that you want to take from going from being a knowledge sharing tool to being this inspirational platform. Yeah, I thought that was very good. Thanks.
Thank you.
So you really live the pitch. We can see you're quite passionate about the cause and why you're doing it. And the problem with that is that your pitch looks like a TED talk, but that's only 4 minutes, so you don't have enough time to explain where you want to go with this product. And then the other goal a pitch should have is we want to remember one thing and we want to talk to you afterwards. So for me, I listen to you, I come back home, I'm saying, yes, my company sucks. But I'm not going to say, okay, I'm going to go to Fulfil because it's this, this, this. You need to explain to people why you're actually solving something that matters to them and give them enough interest for them just to go on your website. That's the only goal. It's 5 minutes. They're not going to give you a check or anything else, but just give enough, interest them for a conversation afterwards, and don't describe too many figures. Just insist on the 2 things that you want to solve. So you start with one line, I'm Fulfil, an app that connects employees with knowledge in the enterprise. Then you can explain why you need to do this, and then you give some interactions that already existed, like the one you mentioned, which is good, and it's good to take something funny because we're going to remember it. But at the end, you want everyone here to want to live these same interactions and actually try the app. So that's you need to make it a bit more punchy, and sell the product. The vision is great, but sell the product too.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much. Welcome.
Cool.
And the next one you have to give a lot of applause to is Runmate.
Hi everyone, I'm very excited and happy to be here and to show you my application Runmate. First of all, I would like to ask you a quick question. Who in this room is a runner or at least like running sometimes? Okay, cool, thank you. So, I'm going to tell you a quick story about me. Last year, I was living in Paris, because now I'm in London, and I was running a lot. I ran like 1,000 kilometers in a year, and I did all these kilometers alone, and I have to say it was a bit bored for me. So I decided to ask my friends to run with me because it was the easiest way to find someone to run, but finally it was a disaster. Sorry for my friends who are here. They are very nice, but just they are different. Like when we are running together, they are too fast, too slow. They were living too far from me. Anyway, so I decided to test if you are a good runner, you may know the groups, running groups, such as Boost from Adidas or Nike events. But again, I was so disappointed because I was lost in a crowd of people. I couldn't make good performances when I was running with them. Anyway, so I've decided to create an application to give you the possibility to find your ideal running partner. The best way is to show you a quick video. Hope you enjoyed the experience. So I wanted to zoom a bit on the screens because my friend who is doing the design, I think she's a really good designer, so I just wanted to show you what she did. You have 3 levels. You have the first one, you're yellow, intermediate, you're blue, and the best runners are in dark blue. You can see, I'm sure some people here are using Tinder. Don't lie, please. And you have, you can see it's exactly the same system. So you can delete your Runmate, you can start a conversation with your Runmate, you can change your one. Anyway. So let's talk a bit about the market. Today we are 8 million runners in France and we generate 800 million revenue. So it's quite a big market, but the most important figures are the 2%, because 79% of people who are running are looking for friendliness, and 52% of young runners want to share their experiences on social media. And it's very important for me because this is exactly my target. I want to target people who like running with a mobile, who are always connecting on their mobile when they are running, and who wants to share their experience on social medias. About the team, so as I said previously, Audrey is a designer. She's a good friend since a long time, and I'm strong focus on the team spirit because we are a sport application. So now we are looking for a sporty developer. I saw some of you are developers here, so please don't hesitate to contact me. And if you want to run with me, contact me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate. I think it was a great pitch, really clear. Who would like to download the app here? Be honest. Okay, cool. Just a question quickly like that. Who developed the app finally?
Nobody. It's just a demo.
It's a fake it.
I faked. Sorry.
Cool.
Sorry.
All right. No, that's cool. I believe it. I mean, it's great. So you're looking for the developer to do the app.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean,
we have all the design ready. We just need a developer.
That's super cool. I mean, from the screenshot to the way because when you were presenting the story at the very beginning, I was wondering, okay, it's a Tinder basically, but for runner.
I know. But Tinder is working well, so I was thinking, why?
Yeah, vertical. It's totally different. It's behind there is an hypothesis. I don't know. Is it that people who love each other share exactly the same passion? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the hypothesis.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So you only go out with runners.
Exactly. This guy you saw in the video.
Okay. No, it was a super cool, the cool movie. Everything I almost, I was about asking you, do you want to download? I believed it existing. So you're looking for a developer, and that's a great way to find it. Yeah. So I wish you the best of luck. What did you do? You didn't introduce yourself more specifically about who you are.
Sorry. So I imagined the application. I did like the first.
No, but in terms of experience, I mean.
Oh, I'm working in a mobile marketing company in London.
Okay.
Suricate.
And you would like to dedicate yourself to the full time?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would like to dedicate myself, but I'm in VIE for the moment. But I would like to come back in Paris to do it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Great pitch.
Thank you.
It's indeed very structured. And being very early in the project makes it okay to do it like this. But in general, don't always follow problem, solution, team, market, what we did, because it's not always the best way to present your company. I always take the same example, but Elon Musk would not say car industry is broken, so I did electric car. By the way, my name is Elon Musk. It will start by, I'm Elon Musk, I did PayPal, now I'm going to do this. Because that's the first entry point, and you're going to trust him just because of that. So for everyone, give what's amazing, what you've already done, catch our attention, and then do the rest. But everything is really well structured. I was wondering whether it existed or not, because at no point you mentioned any anecdote or any figures. So I got to know it, and I got the confirmation when you asked for a developer, which is a good thing, because I think that everyone should ask for something at the pitch, or at least make it clear what he's looking for. And if you were live, you should not do a top-down market sizing like you did. You should say, we have 8,000 runners.
Yeah.
All of them are interested in this and this. We can sell this and make €2, and if we have 1 million, makes this much.
Okay.
And go from the bottom to the top. What else? The demo, you just look way more sportive than I am because I sweat way more after a run. And for the team, tell us what you achieved. Just saying designer and CEO. I don't remember what was on your picture, but it doesn't bring any value to me.
Okay.
Tell me, I grow the community from 0 to 10,000, and she designed this and this and this app. Gives some great thing about it, and that thing when you describe the problem, you don't need to criticize what exists. It is painful on these groups, but like, tell us. Everyone knows it's difficult to run with someone that runs at the same speed as you do at the good time. So just tell us how you solve this.
Okay, thank you. Just about the designer, she already came here for an application named Pickly, and she did a pitch. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I thought it was a very good pitch as well. I definitely liked starting with the example saying this is a problem I've had and here's what I'm building to solve that. I thought that was a great way to start because then we really see that you know the problem and you've experienced it yourself. I think what I was asking in my mind afterwards was, do other people experience this? So I think there might be other examples you can bring up. In London, for example, there's a group called Tech Runners, which is just startup people who basically go running together. And there's a couple of these things that are just on Facebook, very informal, kind of organized in other ways. And then if you can say, look, there's these groups that do this, people do it informally on Facebook, and now we're building this app that's going to bring them in. I think that's also a great story to show that other people have the problem as well, and you have an immediate channel to acquire these users because you can get them on the app because you have a group of people who you know already have this problem.
Yeah. I tried to, I made some tests and I asked, basically I just made like questionnaire.
Sure.
So, yeah, to my friends and like 100 people, and it was very positive. But yeah, I should.
Sure, yeah, a questionnaire is useful,
Yeah.
but it's different from people who are actually already finding matches for running, or maybe people who are finding someone to do yoga with or lift weights with. Maybe this problem has been solved in other markets, and that's more validation that there's a need for it in running rather than just asking people, would you use this?
Yeah.
That's really important. What Vincent is saying is that don't lose your time waiting for the developer to do anything, because you can have tons of stuff from the Facebook Tech Runners in London, which is really super active with all the VCs inside also. And your friends, you ask them 100%, okay, did you show them the video? Do you have a landing page that can grab the emails? And create a kind of teasing relationship with these people who might be interested, who would be the friend of your friend, you know, like more larger.
Yeah. We are building the landing page. But
okay.
Yeah, I was expected for this event to share everything, and after I try to build something. But yeah, we are doing the landing page with my designer.
Okay, cool. Landing page. Never take more than 2 days. Huh?
No. I know it.
All right.
Thank you.
But if it's called London Tech Runners, it also means that the only value is not to run with someone, is to run with someone like you. And that's something you should really focus on, because you can actually deliver much more value than just running with someone.
Yeah.
Well done. Thank you very much. And now we're welcoming GetClother.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Damien. I have already built a cosmetic company, and I'm delighted to be here tonight to introduce you GetClother, our new app dedicated to fashion. OOTD, Outfit of the Day. This hashtag is used more than 20 million times a day. So, what about fashion today? Fashion is made on social networks, not on magazine anymore. So when you are a fashion lover, You could go on Instagram to find some nice picture, but it's very tricky to get the outfit, to discover which clothes the Instagrammer wear. So you could go on a blog to visit an opinion leader's blog, but it's sometimes hard to find how to get the good blog to follow. So you can also visit some marketplaces like ASOS or Vente Privée. This is what my girlfriend does every day. But it's not really a place for inspiration, and it's not a social media. To be honest, fashion lovers don't have a proper place done right for fashion. So we decided to create GetClother. On GetClother, the clothes are tagged on every outfit. The posters, most of them are influencers. They identify the clothes by brand, by category, and also by color. This way, you can find some tags, for example, here, Zara t-shirt. When you pulse on the tag, you will discover more items of that kind. It's very accurate. And we are now achieving the development of a buyable button. That will mean that in the few days, you will be able to go from inspiring to buying on the same app. Thanks to those tags, we offer a fast and intuitive search experience to the user. No more tags, no more hashtags. You can use our intuitive interface to find some clothes within a few steps. It's very accurate. You can browse and explore all the inspiration posts by category, gender, brands, and also color. Since we do have a lot of influencers, they often own their own blog. So we decided to add the visit button so that you can easily visit the article linked to the post and then go back to the app in the feed. So you don't leave the app. The same thing when you visit and read an article in Facebook. So we generate traffic for the bloggers and Instagrammers, and the people, they don't leave the app. And also, GetClother provides some fashion tips every day. Those tips are written by the community. So this is a bunch of examples of the subject we have. We are a team of 3 guys. Arnaud is the mobile and web developer. Simon is the designer and is also in charge of the client experience. And I'm in charge of the business strategy. So our vision is not so far from House. House, it receives 35 million visits per month. We want to become the house for fashion. We will gather together community, content, and business. So our competitors, we have some pure players, some social networks, some second-hand marketplaces, and some private sales presses. So thank you for listening. The app is now available on the App Store. From 1 month, we have more than 6,000 tags already, and you can invite your friend on it. We will do our launching party in Paris, in Le Marais, tomorrow night, and we will offer free places for the user that will invite more friends on GetClother. Thank you.
So it's not the problem I'm most related to, but like the pitch is good, the demos look good. I would start with one sentence to say what you do, like in any pitch, because then when you expose the problem, I don't know how what you do solves it. I'm gonna wait, and when you're gonna say what you do, I'm gonna come back to the problems and say, oh yeah, yes, that solves this, that solves this. Whereas I could see immediately if you say I'm the place where you discover, buy, and you get inspired, you discover, you read content, and you buy, or you find something more simple than that. Then when you expose all the problem, I can find it. Then as a business, I think House made it right. Being the market network is something quite powerful. I think it's difficult to start because you need to do all these three things, which is tagging, finding the community, writing the content, making deals to actually make products viable. So it's really tough. I don't know how this started. Usually, like there is a blog post about Instagram called "Come from the tool, stay for the network." And if you have an engine that's capable of tagging all the closes automatically, I think you could double down just on this. Like any blogger that posts on Instagram is taking ages, putting links in the comments to tell which clothes they have and hope to have one person buying it. So if you're able to do this automatically, just double down on Instagram, then you're gonna let the people post on your own platform and they're gonna stay because you have users. But in the beginning, if you come and there is almost no one, it's super deceptive. And 6,000 is good. In a month, it's really good. I don't know how you acquired them, but like, it's difficult to do all three from day one. So I would try to focus on the one of the three that really works, even if you keep the platform like it is because they exist, and just do the thing that works.
Okay, thank you.
And for the end, it's good. Like I like it when people offer things to the audience in exchange for something.
Yep, thanks. Yeah, that was a great pitch. I think my main comment is the same one. I was thinking about how do you get started? Because you talked about the problem of people posting on Instagram already, and you're asking them to post on an additional platform on top of that. So I think it would have been interesting to address that. One thing you mentioned was that you take the pictures and then you link through to the blog. Or are you automatically scraping all these blogs that have content on day one? Or how's it getting started? I think that's something that, in my eyes, was missing. But the story itself makes sense, and in the app, yeah, people seem to like it so far.
So we started to get in touch with some Instagrammers, whatever they are professional. So we have a blog aside, or they are conventional people. I have some. I know some girls. They do have 200 followers only, but they do a good quality content every day. But just do outfit of the day or look du jour. So we focused on getting the very best quality content at the beginning. So we get in touch with them and explaining how it works with some screenshots. Then they came and they started to post. So to be honest, they still post on Instagram, but although there is no million of person today, they are continuing publishing on our app because they know it will be a good stuff with the tag process and the links toward their blogs.
Yeah, that's great that you're going to the people who are producing content and then getting them to switch over, and then hopefully they'll start consuming the content as well, and that will feed itself, hopefully. Great.
Thanks for your pitch. Good pitch. The thing is that I wasn't convinced at the end, maybe because the secret sauce to start with, as I said, you need to start somewhere, and to do only one thing is to be good at creating content. And you have to start with a very narrow niche of experts, of your Instagrammers, etc. And I'm always... I mean, you need to prove that this bunch of three guys who are not into fashion can create and have the secret sauce and have a perception, something different. They've seen it in fashion, talking to girls mainly. This, I'm not convinced for the moment. Like, what is the link between you and this market that will totally kill it? Because even if you show that there is obviously a market and you compare it with the website house, yeah, but I mean, there is passion behind. There are guys totally fond of design and interiors, and it starts somewhere. I mean, you seem to be excellent at execution, but if you don't have this really not as well executed, but passion about the topic, then you will have fans at the beginning. People know that you care for the thing and you talk about it like no one else. And this kind of fanatic behavior, you need it at the very beginning of a community. Otherwise, you start with a bunch of, 6,000 people, but they don't really care, they're not totally fan, and they won't recommend it to all of their friends. If you start with 100 people who are totally mad because you get it, like no one else. It will be so much stronger. So for me, it's about will you be able to create this magic that we need when we're talking about content and community in this kind of very passionate field?
Okay. Just we were talking about 6,000 tags, not user yet, and this is the goal of the party tonight, the launching party, because we will meet in Le Marais, so our ambassadors.
If the comments are very business oriented, it's because the pitch is good. First, I want to say it. For what Alice said is a lot of people are very smart and are able to craft a perfect plan to conquer the world, but it's never really happening because you need to give the secret sauce and give like the little extra thing that makes it different from just applying the house model to fashion. You need to give the audience the sense that you found something. Either you found something that's really impressive, or you show them that you have the passion and that nothing is ever going to stop you. But like one or the other, you need to give it.
Yeah. Otherwise, it was a good pitch. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I'm here to talk to you about Power On. So I'm Tristan, and I guess like most of you guys, as it's been said before, I'm not interested in regular work. What I want is a mission, a true purpose. And I also like pretty difficult problems. So one day I came across this crazy fact. 1.3 billion people still live without electricity in the world today. Among them, 635 million are Africans. Now this is incredible to me, that so many people can actually live without this most basic thing that we use every day. And NGOs have been tackling this issue for years, but even decades, but obviously something is not working, because this number has hardly ever decreased. So I thought maybe we should approach this a lot differently. So it's still not obvious to a lot of people, but I really believe that the technology to give these people access to electricity is today not only available, but it's also cheap enough so they can actually buy it. And this is a game changer, because if I'm right, then this problem can be solved very quickly. All I need is to prove it, right? So that's why last year I built a grid for 3,000 people living in Igbere, a very remote village in Benin. So it's been a real challenge. We did it on our own, with our own money. But today I'm really glad to say that we have over 100 families, entrepreneurs, and public services connected to our grid. Since September, they have been paying and using electricity every day from 7 p.m. to midnight. Now, these people are among the poorest on the planet, so price is a pretty big deal for them. That's why access to the grid is free. Electricity, people only pay, for the electricity they use. And to make the benefits of our solution super clear, we sell prepaid contracts that they can compare to whatever they spent before. So for example, before we got there, it costed 30 cents just to charge a phone in the village. Today they can get 5 hours of light and a phone charge for only 15 cents. But the good thing about the grid is that you can use anything you like. You don't have to just use light bulbs. This has created countless opportunities and has dramatically improved the living conditions in the village. Now entrepreneurs can use fridges to preserve food. They can keep their shops open longer at night. Families can watch the news on television. Life just isn't the same. So this is our team. This is me. And this is with my Beninese co-founder. She has amazing people skills and amazing experience. She actually fought excision in Igbere in a previous life. And she won, by the way. That doesn't exist anymore. She also found Jean, our amazing local employee who managed the day-to-day in the village. We've been friends since 2009, when we both worked in the same NGO in Benin. And now we're on a new mission to bring electricity to the remotest parts of the country. Now there are 200 villages in Benin, that are so remote that they have absolutely no chance of getting an electric connection from the national grid anytime soon. So that's where we want to go. And by the way, some are already very jealous that we chose Igberé to start. And they're waiting for us. And I think that's amazing news. Because what we've been trying to do in Igberé is to prove that we were onto something. And I think we've done that. So we've come this far on our own. But today I'm here to tell you that now we need your help. I really believe crowdfunding could get us past this transition phase. Because this year, we are at a crossroads. We want to upgrade our grid to use solar energy. It will be cleaner, cheaper, and it will allow us to get the grid live 24/7. This will enable local entrepreneurs to launch and grow more businesses. And this is how electricity will trigger economic development. And that's exactly what we want. That's a true purpose. So what I need you to do is just go to the website, subscribe, you just need an email for now, and share it with all your friends. Plus you get like very fun rewards for sharing. So we will launch our crowdfunding campaign when we reach 20,000 fans. We are 1,000 today, so if you want to help, you know what to do. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You can only love when there are entrepreneurs who are solving fucking real problem. I mean, they are making an impact. At least I want to believe in it. Sorry for the clothes and fashion before. We need I mean, it's not judgmental. It's just that when I see that, I'm happy. But the thing is, okay, it's amazing. Your pitch was so clear. I guess you've been writing it, and the words were well chosen. I loved it. It was a beautiful story. It's more, I mean, to give you some feedback like that in terms of energy, when you have such a strong story, like you have proven things, you've been there, you solved a problem for how many people?
3,000.
3,000 people now. They can have business. They can, I mean, they can do tons of stuff thanks to you because you bring electricity, okay? So it's amazing. So I want you not to feel sorry. When you're on stage, I want you to be proud of this, you know, and to bring us the joy that you bring there. And that's what I was missing. I was feeling like, what the fuck? You know, it's not in the pity mode. You know, you're not an NGO. And that's what I loved also. It's about this fact of clearly I'm solving a problem, and I'm even thinking about how to make this a business model. It's a sane one. I mean, you can obviously see that the guy won't be, how to say, exploiting the thing. You can see it, obviously. And you're making it like there is no public money in this. There is no back from any institution. And that might be the way I want to believe in you, because I know you're going to go fast. And you're not even asking for VC money. You're asking for crowdfunding, because you know that the people, they care for this kind of so everything, all of your choices are good. They are aligned. The only thing for me that was missing is about your energy. Yeah. You need to share with us, because it's your passion, and I know you. I knew the project already, and I know you're totally 100% aligned and dedicated, and you're going to do it come what may. So you need the support of the people. And how can you have the people supporting you if you don't provide them some joy? Never make me feel guilty. Never. You know, never make me feel like sorry.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do that. That's
okay.
a mistake.
That's the only thing. Otherwise, I high five.
Same for me. Everything is really clearly explained. The problem, how you're going to solve it, who you are, and what benefits it brings to the people there. I agree with the energy. It's not much you need to change. Just being used to be on stage, plus intonations, smiles, and a couple different things. The only thing for me that misses, and it's often the case with projects that it looks so social, is that you don't talk about money at all. And I never know whether it's feasible or not. I'm like, okay, you did it for one village, but like never is never gonna do it for 5,000 villagers. And you need to. I think you need to show people that if they give or if they believe in you, they know where it's gonna go and how you're gonna go there. And if you just tell me it's 10,000 euros after a year, it gets payback. I understand it's not really in the type of words you chose, and it's really, it works, but you need to show me that it can happen.
Yeah, sure. That's obviously that's the goal. Yeah, that's to prove that it's so basically since September we are at operational break even. So it just shows that this can be done, and that it represents again a win for the people there because they pay less money for a better service. But really, what we wanted to prove is that it's not even finished yet. I mean, we just ran for 7 p.m. to midnight every day. So we have a lot of opportunities to expand, and it's already working for us. I'm not losing money. I'm not making money for sure yet, but I'm not losing money on this. And so the goal of the crowdfunding is to upgrade to solar, because then 24/7, I mean, you can unleash the full potential of the village. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you. I thought it was a good pitch as well. I like the story of having solved this already and now going to try to scale this. I think on the product, one thing that I wasn't quite clear on is what exactly you were doing, whether you're just connecting the village or whether you're actually generating or connecting to the national network. I didn't pick up on that exactly.
Yeah, actually we do everything. So this village is, you need 1 hour on a dirt road to get there. So there is no way the national grid is going to like build transmission lines to go over there. So basically they've been in the dark for centuries, and it's impossible to do any other thing than to build a local plant in the village and a grid, an electric grid right in the village. So it's really tailor-made. You go in the village, you see the size of it and the people in there, and you just build something that will fulfill all the needs. Yeah.
Right. So today you're going in and you're putting a diesel generator in, or
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So that was on the
right.
The picture.
Yeah, that's what I was missing. That wasn't mentioned. There's a picture of one, but it wasn't mentioned.
So that's ours.
Yeah. Okay. So I didn't pick up whether you were just wiring up and connecting to the national grid, or whether you were doing a generation. And then to go back to the earlier comment, I think for me, what I'd love to see is more about the sustainability. That this isn't a charity, this isn't an NGO. The money isn't getting burnt into installing this. It's getting done in a sustainable way. You install one, you get the money back, and plus more, which then lets you do more installations in more cities. I think millennials in general are very skeptical of charities and where the money's going. So seeing something that's a sustainable business model, seeing that this is going to keep going and keep helping people, is something that I'm definitely looking for in the pitch.
Yeah. Okay.
Last question. I'm sorry, because I have seen on, I don't know, Kickstarter or another platform, kind of a similar project with a guy who had a kind of bubble.
Yep.
Like the video went viral, and the guy not only does electricity, but he does water and everything. I mean, it's cool to see all this kind of new project. Like, how do you see yourself in this competition?
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to get people to engage in this project because it's interesting, but people.
You're talking about the project I'm talking about?
Yeah, so we are all in the same business basically.
Yeah.
So the key, in my opinion, is to provide something that will inspire people, and I think this project in particular. They didn't succeed in their campaign.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and so I think the problem for them, that's why I'm trying to get some people engaged in this project, is that he didn't have a community behind him.
Okay.
And he had a lot of press, etc. But in the end, he didn't make it.
Okay. They fail at raising their crowd. Okay.
So that's definitely hard.
So people here in the room, who is going to share the link on Facebook? Raise your hand. On Twitter. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Do it.
Facebook is better, actually.
Do it. Doesn't cost you anything to actually do it. And give money also. Okay? Yeah. I feel you a little bit less confident when this. Okay, thank you very much.
Hi everyone, I'm here tonight to talk to you about Stash. So first, what is Stash? Well, basically it's this. Let me ask you a question before I begin and explain what that is to you. When's the last time you used, well, basically any online service, Facebook, Gmail, anything, to send something private? A password, a private document, anything confidential you wouldn't want to get out? Well, probably not so long ago. And even Mark Zuckerberg got hacked, so you're not safe. So there's a problem nowadays. There are more and more scandals around privacy, data leaks, hacks, stuff like that. But people have their habits online. There are apps you like to use and you don't want to change your habits. And there is no easy way nowadays to secure these apps that you guys like. But when I say there is no easy way, it doesn't mean there is not any way. There are actually a lot of ways, but all the tools that exist nowadays are either way too specific and solve the problem only for one or a few platforms, or way too complex for the general public to use. And what we want to do is, well, the opposite. We want to create an app that works on any service you use, and that is very, very easy. So now I'm going to show you a little video. It's not fake, it's actual footage. That's how it works. For example, here on Slack, you just, well, send a message, just write it like you usually do, and you just select it, right-click, and stash it. And now you're going to see it's encrypted, no one can read it, and when you send it, you just have to click on it, and it's decrypted. So we got the Wi-Fi password, but how did we get it? It's because we have an inside guy. So that's a little comparison with the ecosystem, the encryption ecosystem nowadays. So you have the user in the middle, the apps they like to use, and you have basically two types of encryption tools. On one side, you have what we call independent channels. There are apps that are different from those the user like. Other services that do kind of the same thing, but they're not the same. And what they want to do is this, bring the user to them. But, well, the user likes their habits, so they don't like that. On the other side, you have other tools that try to integrate in the tools the user like. For example, here Virtue that integrates very well in Gmail, but not in anything else. And, well, what about the other services? What we want to do is this. Create a layer that allows you to secure your data on any app, any service you use. And to do that, that's the team we have. We have 3 developers, actually. One of us is a professional hacker. And, well, it's going actually pretty well. And for now, what I'm going to ask you to do, guys, is go to our website and just register to our mailing list so you guys are notified when our beta is out there. Thank you, everyone.
Well, bravo. That's the
Thank
first time I'm attending a pitch about security that is actually sexy. He's making security a super cool and swag topic. It's brilliant. I want to use it.
Great. Well, go on the website. Just told you.
Cool. And the other thing was that, well, in the demo, it's super cool, the drag and drop on Slack. And I was wondering, yeah, but there is a back of the question, like, who? Like, you didn't show me how can I manage the accounts I'm going to provide this to, right?
Yes. Well, it's actually very easy. When you're trying to send a message, for example, on Slack, our app auto-detects the person you're talking to, and when you're registering, you actually say, well, this is my account on Slack. Okay. So the app detects the account you're talking to, checks on our server who that person is, and finds the keys and adds them automatically. And if it doesn't work, you just enter their email address and it finds them.
Okay, the demo effect is crazy. But just the thing, you need to do some pedagogy with me. because I don't know in the security interaction, in terms of interaction, because I'm always sending my bank account card numbers to my friends, and I don't have time to. Anyway, so it's always a problem for me. I'm always like, I have a signal, but I don't know, like WhatsApp today, they are telling you, don't worry, everything is encrypted. So I'm kind of okay with that. I'm feeling good on WhatsApp. On Slack, I'm feeling within the house. I don't feel it's, something terrible. But anyway, but I'm wondering about security. Where is the real trouble? Is it because we can read it? Is it because we're sending it by email? Is it? I don't know about it actually. Where is how to say the trouble?
There are lots of problems everywhere, actually.
Okay.
It can be on the server, for example, on Facebook. Facebook can read your messages, or Google on Gmail. It can be on your device itself. For example, if your phone gets stolen, everyone will be able to read your WhatsApp messages. Depends.
Okay. So no pedagogy?
Well,
it's hard to
cover everything in 2 minutes.
Okay. All right.
So I agree, the slides are really nice. It's really well structured.
Thank you.
You speak well. You explain what it does. And we want to believe that it works. There are a couple details where you could change. First is even Google got hacked, and first thing I thought is you're gonna get hacked too, and you can't prove me I'm secure. But like, maybe it's not true, but like it's the first feeling I had. And then when even for Slack has worked a lot on their security, for example. Employee number 51 was Chief Security Officer, which no other company, but that's at least how they brand it. I don't know the reality, but that's what they say. No other company does that, and they say it's because most of the data they exchange on Slack is private and very important to the company, so you can't let it go to anyone. And you need to prove that you're actually better than they are and than anyone else is. And I think that's just on the technical aspect and proving that you're good. The second thing is, I feel the same that Alice when I send my credit card details or other things, like I send off on it on text message, off on Slack, so I'm sure no one has both. But like, you still give usage, give examples of people other than just a password, because I'm sure like I would never right-click and stash what I share. If I would not do it. I would have it on my computer, and I would do it 1 in 10 times, I think. So give usage. And the only last thing is, when you say we're for, everyone looks perfect, and we're doing pretty well. And the pretty well seems a bit like, yeah, guy, it works. Like just either say how well it works, not just it works. Like, yeah, guys.
Actually, it's still an alpha, so we don't have the actual users yet. We have about 30 alpha testers. About our security, we actually also have a chief security officer, the professional hacker guy. And even if we get hacked, the hacker will not be able to read your messages, because even us, we're not able to read them.
On the device.
It's only on the device, yes, exactly. So that's it.
Yeah, great. Yeah, there were two things in particular that I liked. One was the complete abstraction of what's happening on the back end. So you didn't talk about public keys, you didn't talk about private keys. You just said this works. And I think that's the right way to approach it for a consumer product. I think the famous case is Dropbox. There were 20 other services doing it, but they focused on just making it simple and making it work. I think that was definitely very strong. Most security companies that you see, they do talk about, okay, where's the private key stored? How do you get the public key? You just talked about the user's name, you have their email address, and then you'll figure out the keys. So I definitely like that. And then second part was the slide on the positioning. As you mentioned, most of the companies we've seen that do this, they're either locked into a new email client, and no one likes that, or they work with one service, or they're very manual. Personally, I just use TrueCrypt, which is kind of a very hard way to do this. So I think, yeah, that's great to address the problem of kind of backwards compatibility. It works, you don't have to change the user behavior, and it kind of fits into the workflow. So yeah, I thought that was great.
Thank you.
How difficult for you is it to convince two people to use it? Because if I send my details to someone, he needs to have Stash too.
Yes. For now, you cannot send a message to someone who doesn't have the app yet. And we are actually working on a feature that will allow you to send a message to someone who does not have the app yet,
so
but to read the message, he's going to have to download it.
Okay, cool.
That's so cool. Are you full-time on it?
Well, the three of us are, yeah.
What do you want to do with it?
What do you mean?
I mean, is it like a startup? I mean, it's not a side project, right?
No, it's not. Definitely not a
Yeah.
side project.
You didn't talk about your ambition, just,
Well,
the next step, maybe just.
the next step, well, we're going to the US to raise funds in a few months. So that's it. And we're launching our beta, hopefully at the end of the summer, well, beginning of September.
And can you auto-detect what we're saying? So you tell me, please stash this?
We thought about it, but
Or it's
we
going to
thought
scare
that
me that
it
you
will-
actually read what I'd say.
Yeah, that's what we
Yeah.
thought actually. That the user is going to say, whoa, how Stash knows what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
it actually might scare the user more than
Yeah.
reassure them.
Stash is not Big Brother.
And a company like Slack doesn't know any key input I do.
Sorry?
Slash doesn't know any key input I do.
Slack, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, actually, they do when you have the extra plan that is necessary legally for lawyers and stuff like that. But otherwise, they don't.
Okay, so you mean they know what I say only when I press send? Okay, cool.
But actually, I would love you to be kind of saying when I'm giving my card number, having you to say, hey, baby, you shouldn't do that. There are nice way to do it. And if I use your product, I already trust you and I'm asking you to help me. It's like if you use 1Password or if you use Dashlane, every time you have to fill in a form, they are here. Right? You ask them to be here. So you're happy to have them. You know what I mean?
Maybe it's not definite yet. We have not definitely decided not to do it.
It's just a way of how do you address the person. Not with a big warning, but with something cool. Okay, bravo. Thank you. Stay here. Okay, so I hope you like it. I want to welcome on stage all the ones who came on pitch, and you have to give your voice and to applaud and to support one. You have to choose. For what? For why? For which reason? Because we need a winner. We need a winner. It's like that. Every competition has a winner. So I say 1, 2, 3, and you give a lot of love, applause. You make some noise for your favorite one. You can give some love to the other one, but you make a lot of noise for your favorite one. You have to choose in your mind. You remember him? 1, 2, 3. That's big. You remember fashion? What's the name of the startup?
GetClother.
GetClother. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's not as big. You remember her? The name of the startup? Runmate. Runmate. Sorry, Runmate. In for runner. 1, 2, 3. Runmate. And you remember Power On? Solving a real problem? 1, 2, 3. Power On. Okay, you and you in front. You have to choose. No, you. Sorry, people. I'm sorry. You lose. You come. Maybe you. Okay, we're gonna do the final. Okay, you have to choose now. You don't make some noise for the other one. That's a hard choice. 1, 2, 3. Power on. Attends, the name of the thing? Stash. 1, 2, 3. Stash. Okay, who won? You didn't choose, right? You didn't choose. You have to choose between high security hackers against the big bastard around the world, or solving the electricity pain for countries everywhere, and starting in Benin, helping tons of business. Yeah, you have to choose. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah, fuck it. Okay, it's you. I'm sorry, Paul. It's him. You have more support, but they make less noise. You know? And he has less support, but they make more noise. And at the end, yes, and the same with money. You know, you need more money. You know? Okay, bravo.
Que la famille.